Three of the Western Conference semifinals featuring the San Antonio Spurs and Golden State Warriors. This is Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. Friday night NBA action from Oracle Arena in Northern California. Opening tip scheduled for 10:30 Eastern Time on ESPN. Already some line movement in the betting market with San Antonio opening up as 1-point road favorites, but now Golden State sitting as a 2-point home favorite while the total is held steady at 203.5. Monitor any future odds movement by going to SBRodds.com. The Spurs, of course, are fortunate to be tied up 1-1 in the series. They did suffer a 191 setback as 7-point home favorites on Wednesday night. Of course, that came directly after a 129-127 double overtime win on Monday as 9-point home favorites, where they made up a large double-digit deficit in the closing 6 minutes of that game. Allowed 22 three-point makes in the first two games in this series, so they definitely have to get better on the perimeter defensively and offensively. They need six-man Manu Ginobili to show up in a big way if they're going to look to advance to the Western Conference Finals, as he's averaging 12 points on 31.6% shooting and 16.7% from beyond the arc over his last three games. When you look at Golden State, they showed great resolve in Game 2. Of course, they became the first team in NBA history to blow a 16-point lead with 4.5 minutes remaining in an NBA playoff game. But I mentioned, three-point shot has been the difference in this series, and Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson combined for 483 makes from beyond the arc. That was the most in NBA history during the regular season. They haven't had to double-team Spurs forward Tim Duncan on the defensive end due to the fact that center Andrew Bogut is relatively healthy. We'll see if that continues, as Duncan has had a pretty good postseason, and of course he ended the regular season with some of his best basketball during his storied career. The Warriors are the true story of the 2013 NBA playoffs in terms of a Las Vegas perspective, 8-0 against the spread through 8 games. Golden State 110-108 victory in Game 3 against Denver, in a similar situation in this series now after they split 2 games in the Mile High City in their first round series. But they came out flat defensively in Game 3 when hosting Denver in Oracle Arena. They were down 66-54 after the opening 24 minutes. They can ill afford to give a veteran-laden team like San Antonio a double-digit lead going into the second half in this one, while San Antonio is 15-3 straight up and 14-4 against the spread when revenging a home loss the last 2+ seasons. I made the Golden State Warriors a 1.5-point home favorite, so it gives me slight value in backing the road underdog here. So I'm going to back San Antonio +2 against Golden State on Friday night. This has been another edition of Across the Board here at SBRforum.com, and follow me on Twitter at Jeff Grant Sports.